ESL One Cologne is brought to you in part by Intel, Vodafone, MSI, DHL, Alienware, Betway, Logitech G, and PaySafeguard.
The Lanxess Arena is electrified by NaVi and Electronic. Spectacular stuff from them on map 1. We questioned at the analyst desk whether Overpass really was going to be, they were going to be able to weather the storm of a map Astralis have forged somewhat of their legacy upon, and they've done it. This is now serious business. We've got a series on our hands, of course, Sponge and Thorin joining me. It happened. You framed it in the pre-match, both of you, rightly so, saying this could be a very, very close game if both teams intersect the way they have.
Yeah, and look, NaVi did exactly what they needed to do. They were playing a faster brand of Counter-Strike early. They kept Astralis very honest. Without the pistol rounds in this game, Astralis would have been blown out of the water. They had both pistols and they converted. That's 6 rounds right there. If you look at the gun rounds, that's historically where Astralis get their best work done. In that first half, they were getting dictated to time and time again by fast plays. Zeus was getting a ton of opening kills. That was very surprising to me. He did fantastically. And they were very well prepared here for this Astralis unit.
It was very exciting to watch the fact that this is one of the first times in a while we've seen Astralis kind of show weakness to a side like NaVi.
Especially because, as Chad said, they got the perfect start both times, in both halves, so they even had the game under control in the second half. Then you got to add in, it's not like it was simple going crazy. He still had his shots, had his rounds, but it's Electronic. Electronic took over the game. Obviously, a very stable player, a guy you can trust when he's in positions. He resets, takes the following kills as well, doesn't just overspray and get traded on easily. So he was kind of the linchman for NaVi here, and I agree with Chad. If it hadn't been for the pistol rounds, this wouldn't actually have been a close game. This could have been NaVi in the driving seat the whole way.
And had this have played out any differently, we would have been writing off this loss for NaVi as, well, it's Astralis and they won both pistols. Now, it's on its head. They won both pistols and still couldn't shut down NaVi on Overpass.
And I actually think you did see a little bit of nerves from Astralis. Like, towards the end there, I don't think it was some sick read that made them just again and again attack that B site. They were trying to force it. They were just basically hoping, if we have an AK and a couple of flashes, maybe we can just break in and get the kills. And that's not really where this Astralis team has been doing their work in the past.
They'd used all their timeouts as well, which is one thing with Astralis, especially. You don't need to see them using too many timeouts because they seem to be winning, but here they were a bit more flustered. And something to note is, those 4 spies early from NaVi on the first half, even though they didn't convert off of those rounds, you could see the pressure that they kept on the economy of Astralis. So when we did get to the fact of the first gun round, hey, they got reset. They saved some weapons, but were they able to buy? Their economy was a little bit messed up. They didn't have enough money to fully invest, and from there you could see NaVi really take over with the faster pace. When they slowed it down and went more traditional NaVi, then they were giving away opening kills. That's when Astralis could see it, they could wait, they could find the kills that they needed to, and converted a couple of rounds there. But most of these rounds for them really did come from the pistol round plus conversions.
And talking of rounds, why don't you go ahead and jump into the specific round you've selected here on the Telestrator.
Okay, so this is round number 22 right here, and what I really want to focus on is the survivability of Simple here. Now, I just want to talk about the weapons they've force-bought into this round. They have 2 AWPs, which is quite, hey, cool, 2 AWPs. We have 2 UMPs, one on Edward and one on Zeus, and then Electronic is left only with the CZ75. So we've established that. As we play this clip out, I want you guys to focus on Simple here. Goes into the Molotov, tries to get a kill, still alive, 45 HP now. He's going to hang around. This guy is not afraid of anything. He's going to take some more damage. Flash comes in, pushes him off the line, gets dropped down to 12, still alive at this point. Now, the other player I want to focus on is Flamey. He's about to drop. Flamey's down. So now we have the 4-on-5. The rotation is going to come in towards the site. You can see here, the Astralis players are now posturing towards the A bomb site. They know they've taken 1 AWP down. They know Simple's very low from damage thus far, and they're going to head towards that bomb site. The rotation coming in from Zeus and playing around this smoke is integral. He's going to get an opening kill here onto Glaive as they move up long. So we can fast forward just a little bit. As they're moving up, you're about to see Zeus get this kill. The smoke's going to slowly dissipate. A flash is going to come in. This kill is going to go down. But all the meanwhile, Simple is still alive. He's on 12 HP. All he's doing is pestering with the AWP. He's taking shots. He's making it very difficult for the guys from Astralis to get into the bomb site and get the bomb down. And The rotation has completely come in now. Electronic is on the flank. This is where these two players sync up, and they have a fantastic bit of luck, I suppose, that Electronic can get across before Device gets there, grabs that kill, and still Simple is in bank. They can't pick wide. They can't push into that territory because he's alive at this point. We're going to fast forward just a little bit more. It's going to be down on the 2v2, and well, 2v1 in this situation. So it's Dupree is last alive, and this is a great spot to play a clutch from. The problem is, Simple with the AWP, still alive on 12 HP. That's the point I want to make. Still alive. He took all that damage within the first 15, 20 seconds of the round. He's going to get the last kill here and secure this as Electronic sits the 10-second defuse because they don't have a kit. So him being alive that whole time is the one thing I wanted to point out.
And he has the audacity to be the human shield on the defuse with 12 HP. He's just putting whatever he has left on the line.
This was one of the stylistic kind of adaptations in the series, is that Astralis, much like NaVi actually on T-side, a very, very slow team. They like to set up, they like to make reads, use their utility, try and isolate someone. And so actually NaVi being aggressive early on just made the T side of Astralis slow down even more. They were having to deal with that, use utility to even get to further parts of the map. And so as a result, there was a couple of rounds where they had a shot at like a 1v1, 2v2, but the time was another thing. So the time was against them. And on the side of the NaVi players, that ended up being pivotal. Plus, you look on the Astralis side, as I said in the intro, you're talking about top-rated players. Dupree was up there. Glaive was up there. These are two players who had no impact in this game here. They were really struggling. So that's why when Astralis has blown everyone out 16-8, some of these players' stats do look a bit inflated to me. They don't really pass the eye test of like, you were blown it away in the game. In these tough games here, they're not a team that is an all-star team with all mad players everywhere who can just frag everyone's head off. So I think we actually saw a rare example of Astralis looking a little bit flustered, a little bit shaken in terms of their own confidence in their tactics.
Perhaps something they needed as well. When you are sweeping through tournaments, sometimes it's nice to get that slap in the face, the cold water, and to remind you that you are going to have to work for this. One player in particular, in fact, topical here on the desk, is Dupree. Let's learn a little bit about him before we talk about map 2.
I remember when in 2016 I was starting to have severe stomach pains throughout the game against Gambit, and I was wondering what was happening because it was something I haven't ever felt before, and we had to go to the hospital and figure out what was going on. Yeah, when I got the information that I couldn't continue playing, it was really tough. It was a major. It was one of the tournaments you've been looking forward to the entire year, and yeah, I just was left heartbroken. And we had to play. We already played with Glaive as a stand-in, which is now a part of the team, but we also had to play with Sonic instead of myself. So it was a really, really tough one. Yeah, there was just so many emotions going through my head. I was so proud of the guys that they finally made it, and that despite all the things that we were going through, they still made it, and yeah, it was just amazing. The reason why Glaive is a good in-game leader is he's very thoughtful, and he thinks about a lot of things. He's always trying to improve his own game as an individual, but also for the team. Also, the way he reads CS and the way he thinks about CS is something that's very unique. I'd say that the fact that we decided to skip Belo Horizonte was mainly because it was such a far travel and we needed some time off. That's something we've been trying to discuss within the team for a long time, that we don't have to attend every single event, because then we don't have time to practice, we don't have time to renew ourselves. I'd definitely say that was the right choice, and I'm just looking forward to playing Cologne, and I hope we're going to go to the Lanxess Arena. It's been 2 years, if not more, since I played in the arena, and I'm not even sure I'm going to play there this year. I still have to qualify for it, but I surely hope so. But it will be really, really great to go back in the Lanxess Arena and play again. It's just such a great atmosphere. It's probably the best one I've experienced when we played there in 2014. I'm just looking very much forward to it. It's just like the mecca of esports, so it's really great.
It was a beautiful story as well, not only because of the fact that they managed to weather the storm and get Zonic and Phil and Dupree got to watch from the silence, but that was for the legend spot, I seem to remember, right? Yes. As in they had one game to play to guarantee the next major invite, and they got it. That was cool. And they only went on and won that next major with Glaive in the lineup as well, so it sort of worked out in the end.
Yeah, we're back with Astralis as the #1 team.
We are, but now look at those odds, things are shifting.
There's a lot of fickle people in this world, isn't there, Chad? Right. They're off the Astralis train already.
This is an 11-0 undefeated streak for Astralis right now on this
Sure.
Listen, that is very scary, certainly. I also think it was the right pick to try and punish NaVi.
Sure.
But you know what? You don't think of NaVi as a Nuke team. Obviously, they used to sometimes ban it as their second rotation ban. They've won their last 6 in a row on it on LAN, including beating the likes of Virtus.pro. Simple's had some fantastic maps. It's not the Orpa's graveyard for him. Only problem is, their last loss, 7 games back, was Astralis, it was DreamHack Marseille, and they got absolutely pounded on it, even with Simple having really good stats. So I agree with you. As much as you want to build it up from the NaVi side of things, this is a real tough one for when you're going against Astralis on Nuke.
This is where I have that impressive game changer stat from HRTV.org. So I got the top 5 teams in the world currently. Okay. I got Astralis, NaVi, FaZe, Mouse, and Liquid.
G2, yeah.
And I looked at their averages on round conversion after the first kill on Nuke. Okay. So the average for those 5 teams, if you put all the numbers into my little system and divide by 5, it's really good maths, is 76%.
Right. 76%.
Okay, after the first kill on Nuke.
After the first
kill,
you
out
win.
of those 5 teams.
Yeah.
Astralis is almost at 90%.
Woo!
90%
round conversion after the first kill on this map.
Yes, so you're thinking as all the times they get in the first kill, they're converting 90% of the time, right? Which is huge. And then on the T side for them, it's almost 50%. So even when they're losing the first kill, they're still able to convert almost 50% of the rounds.
That's terrifying.
Which is insane.
That's team play.
Yeah.
That's team play, that's trading. And that's going to be very interesting to see how NaVi handle this. Does their force buy culture, does their approach to strangling your opponent out with their economy, is that something that can be as effective on Nuke? I mean,
I feel like this is the worst map to force buy on.
It's a lot harder,
especially because you get a lot of rounds where, because like CTs can have height advantage, for example, the utility or lack thereof makes it very hard for the T side. The worst thing about the super force buy teams like NaVi here is you're not even getting the kills really that at least keep chipping away at them and give you that break round. So a team like Astralis absolutely can just run up an insane economy on that CT side.
There was that round with Simple at Starladder where they force sport and he had the scout and he had those 2 amazing kills.
Yes.
One of them was through
against
the wall.
Mouse Sports.
Exactly, that was huge.
Oh,
So it is possible, but
all you have to do is shoot people in the head blind through a wall, and then anything's possible. Scout. Yes, you are right.
It is Counter-Strike. It is Counter-Strike and it is simple. That's all I'm saying. So have a shot.
You know what that sound means, Lanxess Cologne? We're going in again. Astralis looking to find their feet. Knocked on their ass by NaVi, map 1. And now we take it to Nuke for an explosive second map.
It's time indeed. Astralis need this one on the board to have a shot to get to those finals, but NaVi stand 1 map away. Incredible play on the first individual, setting this game afire. But Nuke is a different beast.
Certainly is, and look at this grouped up towards outside. Simple's gonna hear this. Those footsteps are not quiet. They're not letting anyone know. There's no smoke as well. They're open for the taking, and Electronic can't land the shots. Spectacular on the first map, does damage. And now Edward, oh, he's overextended. He's out of the vents and he's down. Zeus as well, transferring over, can't find any kills. And even Flamey, high octane from Astralis, and they eliminate everyone in their path.
The pace is phenomenal from these guys. Simple now, tested, can't stand up. Fails that, and it's Electronic left in a 1v4. 1 minute on the board to play with, bomb to be planted. Oh, and they've made it even trickier. Up they go, Glaive. Oh, this positioning, so close. They don't know it either. Electronic does get that, P250, not bad. Is there a kit around anywhere? But you're not getting any closer. Like, look at Dupree's position. He is so ready for that. He was just peering down those vents, but this one's done. This pace from Astralis was deadly.
If Electronic can save this, it's not a huge deal, but it would be so nice because obviously if you force find the next round, he doesn't have to spend any money. He's got a P250 and he's got armor, but Dupree's gonna find him. Dupree hunts him down, and that is a very strong pistol round from Astralis. No finesse to that one. We talked about them as a tactical team, and that was just them bullying their way into that lower bomb site, killing everyone on the way.
12 maps in a row they've won this. They haven't lost a single matchup.
Now, NaVi, on the other hand, have won six Nuke games in a row on land. Their last loss came at DreamHack Marseille to Astralis. But this is a different, this NaVi is playing much better than we've seen since then.
It's a completely different looking side, so that's where the excitement comes from. But Astralis, they can really use those rounds that were done against them on Overpass as fuel to the fire. And Simple, we said him about the scout and what he can achieve with it, but no armor, and he's already under pressure. And it looks like Astralis, again, just running this.
I don't even know how Simple is alive, and yeah, they're already down lower again. And I don't think anyone's rotated into any kind of position to provide meaningful resistance to this, and it might be a scenario where NaVi tries to save all of these pistols. It might just be a sweep and a 1 round already. And why not go into the next round with the same buy and just try it all over again? They have some players in the lower bomb sites. They're sticking around, see what Electronic can create, but he's already been spotted out. Glaive knows exactly where he is. He's gonna get nothing. 5-7 can't handle it. There goes the scout as well. They're gonna lose everything, but Flamey stops Device's aggression. And from here, certainly NaVi just thinks about backing off.
should do. Try and keep what they've got. They've recovered that scout as well. That fell off Simple earlier on. We saw that being ripped away, even after he stayed alive, way beyond what we'd expect. There was so much pressure coming his way, but still, now Astralis beginning to try and work out where those remainders are. Did Glaive catch enough of a glimpse? I think he might have an idea, but they are going to make it away for now. NaVi again, slinking away into the night. Not going to be giving up too much. A little bit of damage, but still, they want to keep control of what they have because that next round will yield nothing better.
Another chance and some powerful weapons for NaVi in this third round. We'll see Simple's going to get another crack on the scout. Pretty blistering pace for Astralis to start things out on Nuke. Fast pace outside a number of times. Second round using smoke.
CT side can be so punishing without that money in your pocket as well. The economy is tough on this one. Simple does get that scout back, so listening out, sees nothing. Stack on ramp here. And some damage. Simple looks unfazed, but still, Astralis trying to take the control. We've been seeing them get before. This time it looks a little bit more calculated.
Oh, well, look at what they're doing this time. This time they do the same kind of thing that they took outside with last time and down the stairs, and then they come right back up. So that's just a taste of what's to come with the fakes that Astralis can bring out on this map. They've already established success outside, albeit not against their rifles, but you can see that little success sets up so many different plays that they can make. Simple went down vents, wasn't even up top to defend against it. No one was outside to defend it. Zeus, oh, we can get a double here. He's gonna spray them both down. There's the
That's
CZ.
a bomb.
Yeah, it's a 3-on-3 as well. There's plenty of time still. If he can get one more, it would have been huge. But Astralis recover. An element of danger there.
Edward tags down Magis, but you can see Device prepares himself. Again, how much are you gonna get out of that? Probably not a lot at this point.
He's got head armor, and again, why not just try and go save it? Maybe grab one of these AKs on the retreat if you get lucky. I doubt Astralis lets something like that happen, although Magisk is out here alone with low HP. Even if he gets taken down, Device is nearby to spin and protect that weapon. He's got to get that kill. Oh, it didn't come quick enough.
He's doing what he can. He's being a real nuisance, but it does seem as though Astralis will be doing everything in their power to keep control of these rifles that they have to hand as we see them.
Yeah, Edward knows it. He's backed away. So 3-0 for Astralis very quickly without too many issues. They let one slip against Zeus where he got that double kill, but not a real great chance in either of those rounds of NaVi turning it. We've seen them have so much success on these kinds of rounds. We're gonna go into the first gun round with a decent buy. Simple will have the AWP as well if he wants it, which of course he does. And as we know, Zeus is gonna go for that auto shotgun.
The Astralis corner waking up now. I'm hearing some pretty decent chants. We've got some like football chants going on and everything. Speaking of football, things were looking okay. Purchase though, coming out for NaVi here, not looking so great. Zeus, well, I guess he made it work before, so I can't keep doubting it. It works on this map. It's one of the specialist things you can see happen. Simple trying to be creative here, but look at the pace coming in from Astralis, kicking it up a gear, but Zeus denies one. But this is trading back and forth. It's still a 3v2, but Simple, how much can you achieve out of this? You've lost all of your teammates. The pace was so quick from Astralis, it was so punishing, there was no real time for a reply.
Electronic caught completely off guard. It looked like Simple was even jumping the gun with that kind of noise and the kind of indication of outside. As I mentioned, having success with it early on in that half allows Astralis to get very, very fancy with how they play this map and really manipulate the rotation. It seemed like Simple jumped the gun and went down the vents to kind of stop the passage and lower, and he was just out of the fight. That shotgun does get one kill, but at that range, it's too much to ask for him to build upon it, and that is the weakness of that kind of a buy. Yes, it's great if they come upper through hut, through the squeaky door, but if they come through mini, you're in a lot of trouble on top of the hut.
A little one-dimensional, beyond its intended purpose. Now, going forward, this feels like there has been a fire lit under Astralis to make a bit of an impression back into this matchup. Clearly unhappy with how map 1 went. They've come into this with some real form to them. Fight! Simple having to try and fight to keep control of that AWP. He does take out Glaive, so no one else coming his way for a second or two. He will be able to keep it into the next one, but the board is looking good for Astralis. 4-0.
4-0 on that T side, and a good amount of cash as well. Got plenty of players alive. throughout this short run to start things out. And behind that up, you're going to get small investment. Pistols coming out. See Electronic taken down through the vent, and just Magisk having a field day in that upper bomb site. Simple with the ult. Gonna be above the ladder. Two players, two of his teammates, Zeus and Edward, guarding the inside. There's a small gap. No chance he hits that shot. That would be so difficult. Blinded as well twice, and now you have to start seeing the rotation to the lower bomb site. But NaVi might be hesitant. The last couple times this has happened, Astralis has kind of worked their way back to the upper bomb site. So if you're NaVi, it's not an easy read to make. But they do have some players in nice position. Electronic is here waiting. Flamey as well, but he's out in the open. He's got to find a better position than this. Doors being open, and there's the SMG. He's got one behind him as well as Device pounces. A good bait, and Flamey could never find a secure position, but Electronic is still the snake in the grass.
But on approach, even in the quickening of the pace, Astralis have still checked their corners, they've still gone through the paces. This time it might be something they just slightly let slip away from Mine, but he's waited a very long time here. Bombs planted, there's still 5 alive, they've got utility. And there's the shot. Gives away the position, and now, as Julie noted, Electronic does get pushed aside by Magisk, as the rest of Astralis are looking very dominant here again. Simple has to go on the run.
Oh, he can't even make it. That AWP is out of his hands. That is a big kill for Glaive. Simple sticking around for just a bit too long, and everyone falls. No rebuttal in the round from NaVi. Astralis just so aware when they pump the brakes in that lower bomb site of which corners they've cleared out, which they haven't. Device knew the potential of Electronic's position that whole time. And now it's a timeout from NaVi. They're on the back foot, much like they did to Astralis in the first map. It's their turn to try and figure something out on the defense to slow down this hit.
There's no easy answer to that so far. Finally, they do at least have the utility to put to play. They haven't really been having any opportunity with that, even in the previous purchase with that pace coming in. The only man to really make a dent was Zeus with that shotgun, and there was no time for that even to come into play. Let's see how Astralis mentally approach this round. Let's see what pace they bring into this. If they maybe switch something up as well, that's plenty of potential to come if they want to go quicker or maybe slow it down, try and tear away whatever utility NaVi finally have.
NaVi just simply needs more kills. They only have 8 combined across the whole team. Not doing a great job of slowing any of this stuff down in Astralis. This time it's going to be fast towards the upper bomb side. They're not going to slow down at all. There's the Molotov. It's a little bit late. They're already past it. Zeus, the shotgun, gets one. Needs more. Simple's there. They've done the job. They've stopped the initial hit, but the trades come out for Astralis, and now the upper bomb side is open.
But where do they go now? Simple still waits in such a deadly spot. They can't go towards the upper side, so they've slipped down towards the vents, but Device waits his time out. But there we go, down the vent. Simple's on the hunt. Dupree turns it. And now it's down to the 2v2. Bomb is planted, however, so Astralis have the time. But on the bomb, Electronic, he's holding this. Dupree rips his hands away as it's Flamey left to try and turn the tide of war, and it's not gonna happen. Dupree with 4, and Astralis tearing this scoreline away from NaVi.
Look at the convincing call that Astralis makes. They get the trades, it's a 3-on-3, and immediately the call that comes to go down the vents. All the rotations for NaVi had come to that upper bomb site. 2 players above the ladder. They're just so far away. You can't even slow down or stop that plant in the lower bomb site, and then the positions are just too good. An awkward fight for Simple as he sneaks his way down here against Dupree. Just misses the timing by a quarter of a second. And there's a smile we didn't see in the first map.
Part of me is so excited by the idea that we could get to that 3rd map. Inferno never fails to deliver, but it's so early still. It's so early, but 6-0. It's a big statement to be made here by Astralis after looking a little flat in comparison to what you'd expect from them on the likes of Overpass. We know that NaVi is very good at it, though. And this could be big from Zeus here. Right place, right time. Can he make it count? Turns away from it, and Glaive gets the angle. All here is Edward pushes forward. Fights Magisk, gets a rifle, doesn't keep it for long.
Oh, there's Simple, though. He's pouncing again, a 3-on-3, but light on weaponry is NaVi. They need more magic with these pistols, and they've got it there. Electronic with a stunner on the Device, but he can't build upon it. It's Dupree again whose number is called, and he's done great. The Deagle can't land the shots on any of them, but a chance at the end for Flamey, and Astralis just barely getting away with another one. 7-0, and even though these get close, this has got to turn for NaVi at some point. I mentioned that Astralis was the last team to beat them on Nuke. It was a 16-4 win for Astralis. It was comprehensive.
Oof.
It's looking to be that way again.
Frustration. Kicking in. An emotional team, NaVi. We didn't really have to discuss that because they were on such a high note. They were brawling it out. They were looking good in the previous matchup, but, or at least map, should I say. But here we could see those emotions going into play down the line. They do seem to be able to control themselves afterwards and pull themselves back in line, but in every interview, they're working on that. Damage comes in early towards Zeus, making him feel a little uncomfortable.
Tough part for NaVi is how do you make a call to adjust this defense? You've seen fast towards these stairs, you've seen fast through mini to the upper bomb site, and you've seen fast straight up through hut and door. So if you want to stack the outer bomb site, look at this boost. Oh, Device wants some of the action. Simple's not going to peek all the way. This could be beautiful if he goes back for it. But if you do want to stack this outer yard to try and stop the progression, you can get punished so easily. NaVi has to be kept honest because of that. This is much slower and much more calculated for Astralis, as now they want to play the mind games. They have so much map control, NaVi has no idea where they could be or where they're lining up to hit.
See if they've got the fortitude to try and hold this with so little information. A couple of bits of utility still being put out, but the timing's decent here for Astralis. They have a good step wherever they want to go. They have people in so many positions. They could springboard anywhere, but Zeus still catches Dupree. So finally we see a bit of a difference coming in. Finally the first kill, but Chad said on the desk, these guys still have such a high win percent even after they don't win out that first initial kill.
We'll see what they can do. They're pulling a lot of rotations towards the lower bomb site. They're going to come down ramp. They can actually split this bomb site. Flamey and Electronic got each other's back, and there's Magus swinging around. He's somehow recovered, but Flamey's there, and there's no time. That's going to be the first round for NaVi. Finally, they hold on. Good opening kill from Zeus, and they build upon it. Device just going to keep the up into the next round. And we'll see how much fight NaVi has after this.
There we go. They're starting to get there now. The NaVi fans in the crowd remembering how it felt in the last map. Flag still waving.
No reason to be sad quite yet if you're a NaVi fan. No matter what, you get a third map.
Look, if I get a third map, I am so happy. This is all I need. England aren't losing in a World Cup, and we might get Inferno as a decider.
Everything's good, isn't it? Unless you're Swedish. Here we go, the door blown open, but this time they don't take advantage of it. Electronic gonna get a position in the warehouse. Guarding Mini from afar, he's got Simple teamed up with them. Zeus and Edward in the upper bomb site. Flamey entrusted with ramp all on his lonesome. Follow-up smokes outside. Set up that wall to cross down towards lower. There's no one down there yet, and the tough part is Simple and Electronic can't really rotate. He's tagged up as well, and he's gonna go back for more. We know he doesn't care about his HP. On the hunt, and Magisk is looking for it.
If he oversteps, the punish is so quickly there, but they're going back up from this. Trying to catch rotations, trying to make NaVi uncomfortable, but you're seeing how stoic they are. They're holding the line. Electronic now tested. He passes the first, but the second might be a little bit too tough. It's Simple they're going to be supporting him. I haven't seen him in a little while. Actually, Electronic goes down without an answer. Simple backed away a little bit earlier. He fell to a new position, and now we're back at 4-4.
They do have Flamey down low. He's got information that they haven't passed down, so Simple, Edward, and Zeus can remain in their positions. They don't have to rotate anywhere. Now you start to see Magisk and Device leading the way down low. They're in a fight with Flamey, a headshot angle, and Device takes it off. Zeus gonna drop down vents quickly. He's gonna go for the fight. He can't do anything. Device is ready for it, and now they can split the upper bomb site. They can go up top or down below, and NaVi has no idea. They've just got to guess that Edward gets picked out of the sky. Simple doesn't have the health or the positioning to try and retake this, and you might as well save the up, but even that doesn't happen.
There we go, it's starting to happen. Is that the Danish corner?
I believe it is.
There it is.
Looks like it.
I see flags, I see the little logo. It's all going good for them. As is the scoreline, of course, 8-1. It felt like the pace was set. The mood for the game was set with those first couple of rounds.
Astralis is just so good of manipulating the rotations on this map. I mean, the vertical bomb sites can make it very difficult, very unlike the other maps, but they're just so good at kind of reading where teams are going and be able to pull them into really awkward positions. And even Zeus, just exasperated.
They've done this for so long, in so many different variations, but literally take secret control and wait. And you know the the CT side has to then respond, and it's so hard. If you're looking to catch that rotation, that's where you're going to find it. They're a team really good at punishing that. That's always been their main thing to go to. They're always so talented. And the fans are loving it. That's what you want to be seeing. That's the Astralis we wanted to see turn up today. Map 1, it fell a little bit flat, but now map 2, they've come out with a fire burning underneath them, and NaVi can't seem to stop it here. 8-1, it's demanding, it's commanding, that scoreline is not changing. And the buy right now for NaVi is a disaster.
Yes, that's one way to put it. Not many teams would make this buy. Edward with the M4. Pistols on the rest, and Edward is close up. He's inside of the hut. Wants to catch someone off guard, but Astralis is going to be patient. This time they don't have that yard control. They haven't set up the wall of smokes. They're looking for any peeks, any mistakes. Edward is backed away as utility is used by the Danish side. And here comes the late wall. This might just be for Glaive. He seems to be the only one out here Dupree covering from above. We'll see the play that Glaive wants to make.
Smokes go up. It's a lot of utility put to play for actually no one to really be there. There's one man going for it, and that is Glaive. As you said, this is a lot for one person. Might be giving away a bit of a misdirect, but no one's actually reading it from NaVi.
Look at these smokes. They're all set up for Glaive to get a position to be able to jump up onto the roof and flank into the upper bomb site. See if there's going to be any reaction. He's being patient with it. NaVi's aware of the possibility, but actually the clock is now running low. 25 seconds. Simple can do so much, so dangerous in this position. He's been caught out. He does have the one kill waiting for his teammates. Oh, how'd he get that one? How has he done it? And Flamey builds as well, and that's the round. 10 seconds left, and Dupree is so far away, and he's got nothing to do. Again, NaVi with a low buy, pull off a miracle.
It is the Cathedral of Counter-Strike. Pray to your gods, because Simple's got his deagle. 2 for him, 2 for Flamey, and a round finally for NaVi. Back in the action, 8-2, it's not over yet. As much as it may not be working overall, that individual power never gets taken from them.
Two to 8, NaVi need to do more. Still the money is not solidified, it's not built up in any way. They're still on the verge of being reset and set back towards pistols once again. Astralis looks like we might get another change of pace. The Molotov slows it down. Electronic wants to get aggressive, but can't handle it. Glaive was able to fall down to a new angle and back away slowly with the 5-on-4. And Chad's maths said 90% of the time Astralis will win this round.
I love the way it's Chad's math now. Not anyone else's, just him. He's worked it out, he's watched the demos.
He knows how to divide. Glaive with a follow-up kill.
Is he right?
I don't know.
Feels like he is for now, at least. Astralis back in the hot seat here. Zeus trying to do something with it, but Majesty's having a hot hand this game. He's starting to feel it out.
Well, also, I mean, when you have 2 picks, when you're in a 3-on-5 and you have to make some kind of a play to even attempt to get back into it, yeah, I mean, Astralis with that much time on the clock and that much map control could just hit the pause button on a couple players and look for those exact plays. So Simple and Edward just have to save the guns.
Do those wristbands start ticking when the bombs get planted?
They sure do, Lauren.
I didn't realize that this whole time. That's kind of cool.
You're a
That's
special one.
really cool. Hey.
Edward's going to be put under pressure, flashbang in his face. He's got Simple behind him to back him up. 1 kill, now the alt peaks. Should be able to get that. Device is out in the open. He's going down.
That was a kill. It's a 2v2. And even with the cool wristbands, they're holding onto these weapons. Simple! Oh, just get caught in the heels. Glaive's there, takes it away. And I'm so distracted by flashing wristbands.
Shiny things.
Simple human being, all right?
9-2, and once again, NaVi is going to have to scrape whatever they can together. A couple of M4s are out, shotgun, but other than that, it's pistol on electronic. And all those kills, all those deaths that Astralis take at the end are worth it if you can get the AWP out of Simple's hands. You just simply do not want to have to worry about that weapon. That in itself is very valuable. So actually 3 rifles, a shotgun, and a pistol, not the worst thing in the world.
No, it's really not, but you have neutered them slightly. You take him away, and Magis... Oh, they all line up for Device! 2 big kills. And the third closed out by Xyp9x. It leaves just Simple alive. 1 minute and 30 to try and create any moment for himself, but with the money so dire and the odds so stacked against him, might be time to sit this one out.
But saying that a lot this half. Astralis has just been
battering them?
Yeah, some of these rounds haven't even been close. Astralis just working them across the map over and over again. There's no reason for... I mean, Astralis can play this slow. They can actually start going on a hunt now if they're going to get this bomb planted, but why not go find that last weapon? Magis, Dupree, and Device at the top of the scoreboard for Astralis, and no one on NaVi even in double digits. Simple is close, but I mean, that just is the testament to how fast they're losing some of these rounds. There have been rounds that are already lost, 20, 30 seconds in. These change of pace that Astralis is going with has been just so confusing for NaVi to try and get a handle on it.
This is just a categoric outplay at the moment. There's so little to be done for NaVi's side of things. Like we saw, obviously the round came in when they got the Deagles out. That's fine. That's your one-off where it's like, okay, we still are very good, very dangerous players, but you can't replicate that stuff. You are being outplayed here. Astralis is showing why they're down on this map, why it's still so dangerous in their wheelhouse, why it's always been that go-to available. I mean, remember that round as well, NaVi didn't take any losses early on, and that's one of the few times they haven't just straight up just lost a player at the start of the round. So NaVi needs to try and avoid getting picked off, but they also need to do something to keep control of the map. They really haven't been able to do it outside. Whenever Astralis wants control of yard, they get it, especially now that Simple doesn't have an AWP. When he has had it a number of times, he's played it far back. He's been playing it on top of heaven, and that wall of smokes just neutralizes him completely. NaVi have no answer to this outside take from Astralis. Quite the conundrum to work out. Simple's positioning could be good here to at least try and nullify one avenue of approach, but he again could be struggling here. There's 2 big players coming around that corner. Glaive already taking a little bit of the attention, loses out, Device goes down. That's a big bit of work coming in from Simple, but sadly none of the others have the weaponry to try and support or supplement that initial blow.
Free will take that fight all day. There's Simple pouncing, a team kill comes in. This is doable now, it's a 2-on-2. Zeus still on the bomb site, but they know it. They seem to have an idea. Xyp9x handles it well. And here we go, Simple with the chance, and he has to go for this. Wrapping around through T-Main, and Astralis, maybe one of the first times we've seen them confused. No idea where Simple is coming from, but they've hit the pause button. They're just waiting to find the information, and that's gonna give them the time to get into position. Still no clue, no indication. Not even worrying about the flank, and that's the bomb down. Simple's got himself a 1 versus 1, and he has 3 kills total so far.
This is all Simple as well. The team kill helped, fine. But every other move has been him. Glaive. Trying to keep himself warm going into those corners. You know you got to be on point if you're going to take him on, but Simple's on a walk. He's taking the time. He knows he's in the head of Glaive here.
Busy though, Simple's lost track of where the bomb could go, and he's got to make a guess. And he goes down towards lower, he finds Glaive in the open, he does it! Simple gets NaVi on the board again.
The guy's a god. There's no 2 ways to put it. That team had no right to win that round.
No, they really didn't. That is a good hold down below. He was the only rifle they bought into it. Outside of that, look at the money. It was basically a full save. Maybe some upgraded pistols, but no armor, no utility. He had to do everything. A great job of allowing, taking advantage of his teammates' positioning to give him the information needed to make the right moves. And then a massive outplay in a 1 versus 2.
Oh, that's unfortunate for Glaive there. If they somehow close out these last 2 rounds, this wouldn't be the worst half in the world if you just looked at the scoreline.
It gives you a chance, right?
If you ignore how the rounds played out and the form we saw coming in from Astralis, you're like, no, it's okay, I guess. That's not okay though. Edward tries to do a little bit more and he can't make it happen. Simple though, again, instantly there. Zeus this time takes the fight on the door and he swings it open and it doesn't work out for the Astralis player. They're down to 3 and Xyp9x is so wounded.
That's twice now Glaive has been able to handle the outside aggression. NaVi pushing up 1 player. It was Electronic previously, this time Edward to try and slow things down outside. Simple's rotated over though and he takes a shot. That was a prayer. But now they have an idea. Now they can come into this lower bomb site. They've got a good read and they've got the advantage. They have kits, they have a smoke as well. There's the kill on a Zipnix, they clean him up. Magisk right behind the silo up top. Molotov to slow things down. He's got a new angle. Electronic wins that fight. It's all on Glaive. Knife is out. Simple's gonna dispatch him. A fourth now for NaVi.
There's hope, Jason. There's not much. It's slim pickings because they're gonna go into the T side here.
It just took them so long to get into this. I don't know what any of that says.
Nope, no idea. Anyone? No. 4 to 10. If they get one more. I find it still so hard to look past Astralis on this map. This is the T side.
Yes.
It's Nuke and their T side is so deadly.
Both of these teams, though, I mean, if you think back towards Overpass, both these teams have found the majority of success on their T side.
Yeah,
the tactics are playing out very, very well. So a chance for NaVi. I mean, 5 rounds would give them breathing room to try a couple things, to be able to stumble once or twice and recover in time. Still going to be a long road back, still going to be difficult. Zeus, so close to being back into that. And Flamey's got to fall. He missed the Molotov, and he's got to give it up. Control of ramp room now for Astralis, but a 5-on-4 for NaVi.
Here we go. Glaive's going to start trying to wind himself down, but again, he gets met by Simple, who is really starting to feel this game. Flamey needs to deliver as well. He's good for one, and Simple is always good for more. Last man is Magisk, and he'd have to pull a trick out of his hat for this, but maybe he can. That's 2 kills already for him, and he's taken down your big player, Simple. You've got Zeus, Electronic, and Edward here. He has the bomb, and he has time.
Time is the big thing, and he's also got them pretty split. One in vents, one around the back. I mean, Zeus and Electronic can work together. Magisk is just going to go for the plant, and they'll try and win out in the post-plant situation. There's Electronic with the beat. He's already down low. Now Magisk, this just gets hopeless. Going to go for it. It's not going to happen. NaVi do get up to 5, so they have a little bit of life.
It's game on time now. 10 to 5 is a decent enough scoreline. It's the next half, though.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. We know that these T-sides have been okay for NaVi. We've seen so much power from him. We saw Electronic going off on his T-side. That was a big factor in the last map, but this map is very hard to be an individual on sometimes. This has been a collective team effort from Astralis, and it's been a powerful one at that.
They set the tone early with that rush on the pistol round outside, and they maintained that control of yard throughout the half. NaVi could do nothing until late, and it was Simple who clawed them back into it. A 4-kill round and a 1 versus 2 to let them win the last 3 rounds of the half. We'll see if they can continue that. It needs to start here in the opening. They need to win this pistol. Astralis with a 10-round lead. If they go up 13 to 5, it might just be all over. Simple 17 and 10. His closest teammate is down at 8 kills.
He's just a cut above, isn't he? As a player, he individually put rounds on the board for his team. No one can say anything otherwise. And it looks like they're doing somewhat similar to what we saw before, but this time they've got utility there, so I'm wondering when this gets put down. 2 smokes, Electronic goes to his, that's been put into play, but you can see the eyes are all trained on this cross here. Magic's gonna see one, but in the meantime, Edward did catch out one on the cross. This is tough. There's a lot of people denying this, and it's all Astralis so far. Flamey and Zeus, the last 2 alive. It's been a massacre trying to get to Secret as Zeus is down to 10 HP.
Tried to make that cross, but they didn't use any of the utility they had. It seemed like they wanted to save it for when they eventually got down lower, and that was just denied. Astralis, they crunched outside so quickly. Tough part is, I think part of the reason why the utility was saved by NaVi, they had 2 players with the armor and P250. They wanted those ranged battles, they just lost them all. Astralis, so many players at different positions, and NaVi couldn't get the kills quick enough, and that is the disaster that you did not want if you're NaVi. They're gonna go for the force buy again here. And if they don't win this one, I think it just extends too far out of their reach.
Glaive pushing up on this too. Contact made, gets it. Where's the swing coming back in from? Good from Simple. Quick. And he needs another one to be quick and deadly. Plays towards the outside. He's not going to get many more shots at that, so he falls off it. Flamey this time going to try and pick up where he left off. But being down a man on this T side is going to be pretty tough considering they have no real utility. They've only got that Molotov on Electronic now.
Will NaVi know how to kind of exploit this situation? There's a lot of attention outside for Astralis. Device and Dupree both focused on it. Leaves Magisk relatively alone in the upper bomb site. Dupree can spin and help out very quickly. No pressure on ramp room quite yet. Zipnix playing here behind the smoke. As it fades, he'll back off. Molotov buys him time to get into a new position. Zeus is going to challenge. Flashbang though, he's going to have to get behind cover. Nade comes in, this could do some damage. It's going to land right on him. Not bad at all. Devices here as well. A crossfire set up at elbow. That's going to force the attack away. But look at the flank. Magisk in towards Lobby. Simple misses his chance. Electronic makes up for it, but still, Navi just being whittled down, and now they have nothing. There's the scout from Device. 12 rounds for Astralis.
Here we go. It's starting to get there. And Zonic's starting to get into it as well. This team are playing nicely, focused up, and the timeout comes in. Time to discuss, trying to work out what you can do here. Na'Vi they've had individuals show up every now and then. They had a couple of rounds here and there, but it just did not feel like it was all together at the right time. I don't think I know that song.
I think everyone knows that song. Timeout called as Na'Vi tries to figure out anything they can use to get back into this game. Problem is they'll have to come up with not just one plan to win this round, they'll have to come up with so many different ideas. And they're gonna buy in this one. They're gonna invest everything they have, so putting the entire comeback in on these rounds, these force buys with the pistols, which they've been so successful with. Last round, not so much. They have no deagles for that slow-paced attempt at picking players off. They might have to do a set piece. They might have to go quick here with the P250s and the MAC-10 on simple.
Let's see what you got, Na'Vi. This is one of those Hail Mary attempts. Don't always work out, but they have got safe passage down towards Secret, so they have a step in the right direction. They're going to force the move from Astralis, but maybe Astralis want a bit of this.
Not as fast as I thought. Looks as if they want to get control down here of lower and maybe split that upper bomb site. The bomb is still in lobby on Edward's hands. Not planning on attacking ramp room, just making sure no one is pushing up, keeping space for when the split can come in, but it's gonna be a battle the whole way as Dupree comes up.
Yeah, but the timing's a little weird on it. He waited a little bit too long. Now, he just leaps over it. Flamey gets found, but the hit's still coming good for Na'Vi here. They've still got 4 players alive to the 3. They've got awkward positioning over Astralis, and actually they're falling like flies.
Yeah, Na'Vi needs to get down those vents. Device is holding out, but he has no more bullets. Magisk is up next, and Zeus is waiting for that, but no, the timing's not with him. A 2-on-2. Astralis controlling this situation as well as possible, and Tronic needs to win that, and he does. 3 kills for him in the round. It's all on Device. 17 HP. How much does he want to commit?
Let's see what he made of Device. He stepped forward. He's thinking about it. He's got 17 HP, Jason. He's got no kit.
He wants a mistake. I don't think you can go for this at all with this kind of HP and no kit. It's not coming. I think he's just gonna back away slowly here. Electronic does it all that round. 3 kills, but more importantly, securing the avenue that Na'Vi used to get from the upper bomb site to lower. He got all those kills down below, so when the upper defense held off that split, they had plan B, and we're back into it. Na'Vi, they get their 6th, on the verge of resetting Astralis early on in this half, and that could be very useful. That's exactly what you need if you're gonna come back into this. Put Astralis into the money pit and see what comes of it.
Timeout time. Timing a little off on holding this lower side of things. Electronic. His T-side before was monstrous on overpass. If he gets a reminder of that, things get a bit scary, but 12 to 6 is still a very long way. But this round, as you said, could put the monetary situation for Astralis in a real bad spot.
Yes, this is exactly what Na'Vi needs. Obviously, I mean, that was a pretty desperate buy as well. Remember, that was a buy. Na'Vi was just gonna repeat those kind of force buys until they lost. So big of them to win it when they still have 3 rounds or 4 rounds to play with for Astralis. Still a chance. It all starts here. AKs on Electronic and Simple. SMGs on Flamey, Zeus, and Edward. Not the greatest buy in the world, but neither does Astralis have one. Only the 1 kid on Device in this round.
Well, Scrappy seems to be in the name of the game, and Delay's going to be trying that outside aggression. A bit of a different path this time, a little bit of a different route. Need to clear it, but they've seen it now. Can't stick around too long, but hard to back away from. He's still relatively in the open. That silo could prove to be difficult, but actually makes it away.
Yeah, that's fine. I think you're going to be so happy with that if you're Navi. I like that fight selection from Electronic. You don't need to commit that early on in the round, especially with one of the only 2 AKs you have. You force back the pressure, you force back the information. So mission 1 is accomplished for Electronic. The one strength of Glaive's position that he still has is the fact that he knows Navi haven't taken yard. They don't have an emphasis there, so it can keep 2 players in that upper bomb site, 2 players over towards ramp. Still a staunch defense anywhere Navi decides to go.
Here we go, Magus put to task, first to jump in. He does get traded out on though. It's actually Dupree who found Zeus in the meantime, not even him. Now Dupree's in trouble. Oh! He comes out swinging! 2 big kills, the third would be Sublime. It's impossible to have, but Zipnik's in support. Leaves Simple in a 1v3, making a 1v1! The ace! He can't do it! Device denies! And Astralis continue forward.
He was so close. The time it takes to pull out that CZ just kind of betrays him there. That's rough. What a round from Dupree though, having to fall off the silo into the flames. That second kill was gorgeous. 13-6. Navi obviously gonna buy back up into this round and fight for more. They know still getting into a 1v1, they have Astralis in the breaking point. They have to go for this. They need that economic reset if they want a chance.
Crowd starting to believe that the third map seems almost inevitable at 13-6, but Navi have been clawing back at this with tooth and nail. And Navi limited on options here. They don't have the utility. They have so little to create chances with.
They need a mistake. They need Astralis to overextend somewhere, give them the opportunity to go to get a pick. Device is the closest to that, and even he's being considerate of the possibility. Simple heading outside, and this is tough. If he tries to cross with no smoke, it's gonna be all over. He spots one in the window, looks for the reaction from Device, and he read the play, but couldn't handle it. Now towards the ramp room we go. 2 players here, there goes Dupree. Zipnix has to back off. No utility for Navi, so even if they get down low, it's gonna be so hard to get the plant.
It really is. Magis now still trying to keep himself composed up top. The moment he drops, that could have been heard, and that could have been a kill coming off the back, but 30 seconds now. Time is going to be a factor here. Navi have taken over ramp, but where do they want to go with this? Because they ain't going lower.
Because Edward heard Magis fall off the hut, he's going to say that one's going to go vent, so they want to go back towards this upper bomb site, try and surprise them. What does Astralis have to defend? It's not much, but it's Glaive in the hut. That's a good position. He's safe from up top, and you've even got Magis here. Now he peeks out. Zeus was vulnerable, and Glaive is still going to work. No time left for Flamey.
A valiant attempt, but it does not work out, and Astralis keep it going. 14 rounds now. Navi dwindling in money, and not having many more shots at this.
No, not many at all. 6-14. They've tried a couple things though. It's been cool. They've had some ideas, and they've gotten close. You can see some of them on the verge of working. They just really haven't had the firepower, have they? They've played with some scouts now. Simple's had a MAC-10 one round. Now he has a UMP. Just no real strength behind some of these creative ideas, and obviously Glaive making such a play.
Back at it again. This is big though. He's got spawn. The flash, it's so good. They were all blind. He gets one, gets a run on, goes back in. He's feeling the game. He wants it, and he gets punished for that. A little overextension, but maybe he just wanted to work off the confidence. Device did catch Electronic, so they still sit with the man advantage.
Device aware of this play as he sees that late smoke, and he reads it. Flamey's down. Simple and Zeus surely soon to follow as Astralis 1 round away from forcing map 3.
It's what we all want. We want that good Counter-Strike, and Inferno always feels like it's the one that can do it between these 2 incredible teams. And I want a bit of map 1, you know, I want that back and forth. I want that scrappy battle to go down in Inferno.
You always get it on Inferno.
It feels like it's inevitable. And we've finally seen Astralis wake back up. It felt very different on map 1. Map 2 here, Nuke, we see why it's very much their home turf. They play a brilliant brand of Counter-Strike. Glaive, is he back at it again going aggressive, or no? Has he tempered himself this round?
He can pretty much do whatever he wants. He's got to realize that they're just force buying every single round, and with the losses, they don't really have a whole lot of rifles to eliminate him. Flamey's got the AK, Simple on the Deagle. You can see those late flashes coming out from Astralis. They essentially, early on in these rounds, they have 3 players outside. Right now you have Glaive behind red box, Device supporting with utility back underneath ladder, and Dupree and Mini ready to peek out whenever he's needed. Wall of smokes. Electronic gets down. But still players outside waiting to try and take advantage of the peaks, and there's Zipnix playing ramp room well. What does Electronic do? I don't think they realize he can pop up events like this. There are players watching for it. And Electronic is just hoping and praying his team can create something that will cause a rotation.
Shadow showed, you could see Dupree calling that, so they know roughly where Edward is, I'm pretty sure. There it is, Dupree's so aware of this as well. You're down to 3 now for NaVi, you're clutching at straws. And Device catching Electronic means this is Simple and Flamey's task to try and keep their team alive. Or it is Inferno, and we're going all the way in this series. Simple, 22 kills for that man. A highlight player through and through. You're gonna see it now, Dupree does die. Now, where's the rest?
It's all on Simple. We'll see what he's got. 10 seconds, can plant the bomb. I think Astralis is too far away, but this will be an epic round. There's the start, but he catches the nade, and Astralis have done it. Domination on Nuke, domination on map 2. They're gonna take us to Inferno in a 3rd map to close out the semifinal.
It's something we all wanted, it's what we want to see. That 3rd map beckons now, Inferno, to set this arena ablaze.
Incendiary out.